right, what's going on, everybody? What is going on? So it's Wednesday, March 2nd. Prices of Bitcoin currently at 43,500. Today, I'm going to give y'all a bunch of free alpha because you deserve it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for supporting our community this whole time. I would really appreciate a thumbs up, or you can join our Discord channel. The link is in the top right of the video. Leave me a comment of your thoughts on the market too, or what you think of this video, or if you want me to cover anything specifically. So what I'm going to cover today is opportunities within BTC for trade setups, analysis wise as well, opportunities within the altcoin space, whether it's L1 ecosystem altcoins, the other DeFi altcoins, DEXs, Ethereum, etc. Then I'm going to give you all some alpha on 3 or 4 different things to read that I think are extremely knowledgeable to beef up your information and your knowledge of the industry. And I'm going to give you all 3 or 4 things that I am looking at currently that are going to be extremely valuable for you to look into as new projects, as new developments within the crypto space. Okay. So let's get started first with the 4 different things that I'm reading now that I think you guys should read as well. First things first, it is by a knower of trades. You can follow him on Twitter. Really, really smart guy, drops a ton of good alpha. And the name of the article is called An Argument for DeFi 3.0. Basically, he talks about all the different things that are happening in crypto. What exactly could be the next pivot that could give birth to a new narrative, a new thesis in the market. I found this article extremely helpful in understanding what's happening in crypto so far and what could come up in the near future. Then the other article is by Jeff Dorman. He is actually a fund manager. His fund is called ARCA right here, as you can see. He writes a blog about, market updates, exactly what his thoughts are on the price action, what he thinks about the crypto space overall, and how the macro has been impacting crypto. So I found this article also extremely helpful in just digesting information of what's happening in terms of all the noise that's happening with Russia and Ukraine and the Fed. And though I don't agree with him many times, I find his work very, very valuable and good to actually, take in, because you want to have different views that you're reading, right? You want to have views from other people that are different than yours. Okay, so this article is extremely helpful as well. And then Arthur Hayes actually just dropped an article yesterday. It is called, let me see, Annihilation. Obviously, as always, Arthur Hayes delivers the goods. I read this article, extremely helpful on all the things war related, Fed related, and how he sees these things happening and impacting crypto overall over the next few months. And then finally, Kevin Zhu from Glois Capital, he wrote an article about the state of the market, all the narratives that have come about over the last few months, what exactly could be developing within crypto, what are some improvements that we need within crypto, and other things alike. So again, very, very cool article. Okay, so those are 4 things that part of them I've actually read already. There's only one article that I have to finish, which is this one, State of the Market. And then obviously, getting to the macro stuff and external things that are impacting crypto, Russia and Ukraine getting a little bit more intensified. We know that this is not going to go down easy in terms of how this is going to resolve. So definitely something that we need to keep an eye on for our crypto space, because ultimately, I think broader markets will impact crypto. No matter what you think, crypto is going to ignore all this stuff, or crypto is going to benefit from it. It doesn't matter. I personally think that crypto is going to get whacked over the next few months. It's going to be a tough year to trade in 2022, but near term, I think longs are going to do well. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay. And then finally, there are a couple of things within the NFT space, one of which is Air Company. This is a company that is owned by Michael Jordan. I started to look into them. I think this is a Solana-based NFT platform that they're releasing some NFTs on. So make sure you check it out. They are just starting their mint process, I think not too soon. I'm not quite sure exactly when it is, but make sure you check it out, okay? Air company. Second thing I want to point out is Evmos, which is this is the Ethereum virtual machine on the Cosmos network. I've told y'all before, Cosmos is one of my top tier sort of, look into, keep an eye on protocols, ecosystems rather. And Evmos being built on that is going to be probably of significant value and something that we need to be paying attention to. So I've yet to kind of explore and really play around with it. I don't even know if it's active yet, but it is at the top of my list to pay attention to. Okay, so Evmos. And then MetisDAO, I've actually spoken about MetisDAO to our Advantage community a while back. I'll talk about it once again. Remember, one of the things that are coming up within the Ethereum ecosystem is the L2, ZK rollups, optimistic rollup protocols, which are supposed to solve the Ethereum scaling issues. Ethereum, obviously over the last year, you guys have seen, has had significant issues with gas fees that are extremely high, network congestion, all kinds of issues that it's had. So a lot of these protocols have actually come up and try to solve those problems for Ethereum, and MetisDAO is actually one of them. So Metis is, once again, at the top of my list to do more research on, play around with, use. You can actually join their Discord community. It's a very, helpful community. They're super great in providing you information. And I think their ecosystem is actually active. You can stake some Metis tokens and you can earn some yield by staking that. And as we spoke about Evmos, I'll talk about Solidly Exchange, which is one of the exchanges on the Cosmos, Phantom ecosystem. And this is really interesting because Phantom, as of late, right, has really kind of, over the last few months, has really kind of gotten a foot in the door of being a top tier used ecosystem. And Solidly is just one of the exchanges that's providing a high amount of APR for you to park your tokens. You have some opportunities to vote and use some of your tokens for voting power. So there's a lot of unique things that Solidly is doing. Again, all these things come with extreme risk because when the exchanges are new and there's not a lot of liquidity on it, you could get rug pulled. You may be trapped in one of the pools, which doesn't have enough liquidity for you to get out. So please do your own research. Okay. Again, none of this is investment advice, just things that you need to look into. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get to the analysis, but before that, I just want to point out, you can go to thealphatrades.com. If you want alpha like this every single day, this is what we provide to our Advantage members, our paid members. And you can hit the products page. Our paid members pay $97 per month for this kind of information alpha. And I do generally 2 videos a day for my Advantage members about market conditions. We also have a 5K count challenge right here, which we've grown over the last 2 months from 5,000 down to 3,000, now up to like $5,600, $5,700. Last year, we grew this 5K challenge from 5,000 to 27,000, which was a 450% gain. And we locked in that profit. So we hope to do similar things, if not better things this year as well. Again, this is not going to be investment advice. You're not supposed to copy trade me. This is just transparency purposes of me showing you exactly how I trade, fully just entertainment purposes only. Okay. But point is that I show you guys exactly how I trade in the market, and my Advantage members, the paid members that pay $97 per month, get to see this every single day, what trades I take, where I get in, where I get out, what my risk is, what kind of size I'm taking, where have I placed my stops, Where do I double down on my position? You know, what am I looking at in the market? Right? All these things you get with the 5K challenge. Okay. All right. Enough about that, right? Let's talk about the market. So first things first, I think BTC is very easy to define right here. I think this is the range high, this is the range low, and everything else is just traversing in this area until you start seeing a breakout above this high. You know, if you see this kind of movement right here, then it's probably getting to this target, which is local high around 45,000. After that, I think it should be a swift move towards $46,200, which is the yearly open. I also pointed out yesterday that if we do break back inside this level right here, which is the range high, chances are prices are going to come back into this inflection point, which is around 43,350. And you can see we hit that almost to the T right now. Okay. So point is, you know, within our community, we point out many scenarios like this for opportunities for scalp positions, get in, get out quickly. We also have, you know, swing opportunities, spot buying opportunities if you're not really a trader and you just want to buy and hold for a little while. So we have something for, you know, all kinds of different time frame traders, as well as traders who have less capital versus a lot of capital. People are in our community from all walks of life. So definitely come join, definitely go to the products page and join our Advantage membership right there. Okay. Getting to the other parts of the market. We're going to have to first dial out to the daily time frame, which right here, as I've said before, right, I think in this particular area, we still have a lot of resistance, but given that we're so close to this yearly open, I think at some point we tag that yearly open, and then either if we break and smash above this yearly open, it should be a pretty swift move, at least to 49, 50,000 somewhere up here. Or if we reject yearly open, we should be coming down to 42 and quite possibly maybe as low as, about 39 flat. Okay. So keep in mind a move like that. As of right now, I'm not quite sure I want to bet against the long side of the market. I would be very careful with leverage in situations like this because the volatility is going to be relatively high, especially on altcoins, because, you know, you guys saw yesterday, I don't know if y'all were paying attention, but Rune put in like a 40% move. I think it closed almost 37%, and then it went even higher, and then it started to pull back down. Solana, I think, also put in a pretty decent move 2 days ago, which was a 16% move. So the volatility in situations like this can get extremely high, whether you're short or whether you're long. It's not going to be an easy path to be short or be long, but I think it's an easier path to actually, you know, at least stay spot, right? And that's one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'd rather be spot long in the market and have very little, if like any leverage at all in terms of long side of the trade, but I don't really want to be shorting right now. And if I do, I want to be prepared that the shorts are going to, you know, basically get blown out another 10, 20, 30% higher. Now, here's a perfect example of FTM, which was, you know, at this particular point, I was like, okay, well, FTM looks gassed, but there's no way I'm going to short this thing. I said, let's just see if it could get to this target. And I honestly wanted to short and leave shorts right here at 193. I was like, well, I'm not going to just, you know, sit here and blindly short this thing with no end in sight, right? Because I don't really know how high things can go. They can go as high as, I don't know, $2.15 or all the way to 230, right? Because when markets are irrational like this to the upside, they can really just trend higher and higher beyond, you know, any rationale. So if you're short and you're wanting to short, just understand that we don't have to be starting a new bull trend in the market. It's just that the market just seems so aggressively oversold from here down that it's now just doing a bit of a mean reversion back up. And then ultimately, I do think the market at some point is going to come back down. Okay. I really find it hard to believe that, for a lot of alts, like this is going to be the bottom. And then from here, we're going to start, trending up and start a new bull run. I think that is a improbable scenario. And even if it is, there's some probability. I think it's very, very low. I don't think we're starting a new bull run in altcoins anytime soon. I've highlighted, some of my thoughts on the market over here. Where was it? I was talking to someone, and I mentioned that, let me see here. Let's see. Where did I outline my thoughts? Okay, so this is what I was talking about, right? One of the members, I had mentioned this too. I said, hey, there's a lot of similarities between the Afghan war and then the current 2022, crisis that we're kind of dealing with. We have the .com bubble pop that happened back in 2000, which were extremely high valuations in the tech space, which brought down basically, most of the stock market. And then right now the similarities are, most of tech stocks and a lot of crypto is extremely overvalued, and that could see a deleveraging. So 2022 in that regard is similar to the 2000 .com bubble. Inflation back then was also a 3.5% decade high, and right now inflation is 7.5%, which is a 40-year high. Back then, the market actually rallied up around the Afghanistan invasion time for almost 3 to 6 months. So the market actually went up for 3 to 6 months, not in a parabolic way. It actually grinded up. And let me show you all how that looked. So you can see, exactly how things panned out back then. Okay. So this is today. Okay. And this is back then. This is how things looked. Look how similar things are right now versus back then. I believe we might be somewhere in this phase where the market is like grinding down, grinding down. It looks like it's going to break down further, but it actually then pops up, chop, 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 chop. And then it starts its next leg down for almost, 2 years, right? So I find the similarities right now to be, very, very eerily reminiscent of what happened back then, except I don't think we're going to take that long for the downside. Like, I don't think we're going to take 2.5 years. I think it might be, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 9 months at most. So I'm thinking like over the next, a 1, 2, 3 months, we're going to probably head up in the market. I think same thing is going to happen with crypto. We're just going to keep grinding up. I don't know if we're going to put in new all-time highs, but it's just going to feel like a whole lot of, chop where it's going to go like this. And then we might ultimately come down, something like that. For BTC, I would figure that level is somewhere around 26, 25,000, maybe even lower. For a lot of other altcoins, I would figure that from the highs, they're going to break down 80, 85, 90% in some cases. Okay. It's not completely out of the question. Okay. And so I was just kind of comparing these similarities of what happened back then. And then of course, energy prices back then in the year 2000 were also soaring because of, war being on the horizon. And this time around, very similar things. War is on the horizon. Russia is a key player in the oil and gas space, which holds like the third most reserves exports in the world. But right now, as you can see, if you look at WTI, which is Brent, right? Oil, right here, West Texas oil, you can see it's spiking at $110. In the past 2 days, the oil prices have gone up, 13%, which means at the pump, when you're filling up gas, it may have already almost like gone up, I don't know, 20, 25%. Okay. So this is going to start impacting people's pocketbooks, the ability for people to spend money, on flights, on cars, for travel, and it's going to impact supply chains and the movement of goods, because almost 60 to 70%, especially oil in the US, is actually used for transportation and movement of goods. So that's going to ultimately be passed down to the consumer, right? So if you're buying, let's just say fruit or TVs or consumer goods at say $100, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, well, those prices might be up, I don't know, another 5, 7, 10% by, end of this week. Okay. So this is just kind of stuff that you want to keep in mind, because these are the things that ultimately bring down larger markets, right? Especially the stock market. So I wanted to point that out and just give y'all an understanding that though it may seem like right now the market seems ready for a new bull leg, it's not as clear as you think. I will, however, say that you do not want to be betting against the market right now. You don't want to be aggressively short just because all these factors that I mentioned, the bearish factors, are visible. You want to bet against the market when a lot of people are extremely bullish, right into the point of euphoric and extremely high prices. And I spoke about this as well yesterday. I pointed this out just as a quick thought. I said, market will go higher than you think. And just when you think that we've started a new bull market, a new bull run, that will probably be the point it starts reversing. And at this point, it will be extremely difficult for you to cut risk and start flipping your positioning and bias. But I promise you, your future self will thank you for starting to reduce that risk, starting to take that profit. So as of right now, I am on the long side of the market. I'm not going to bet against it right now. But am I going to start heavily leveraging up? And am I going to start imagining and pretending like we're going to start a new bull leg? Not really. I actually think we're in a large correction, a large, bear market. Whether you want to call it a bear market or not, that's, in my opinion, what we're in. And it's going to take a long time for this thing to start unwinding itself. It's going to be really choppy and you're going to feel really dumb at times. But I promise you that if you just stick with it, you will survive and you will do really well. Okay. I do hope you guys join our community, because in my opinion, our community is the best in terms of sharing ideas, sharing alpha, helping each other out. I don't think many communities are like ours. I think we have, very mature people who are willing to lend out a helping hand. And also, we're always willing to answer any and all questions, whether they're the most basic questions or the most complicated. Okay. So I do hope y'all join. Very active community, whether it's the Bitcoin side, the altcoin side, the NFT side. Again, you can join our Advantage membership by going to thealphatrades.com, products page. The membership is right here. The links are below in the YouTube description. Please do hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And once again, leave your thoughts and your comments, or follow me on Twitter at _alphatrades. Okay. Y'all take care. Good luck to you. And we'll talk soon. Cheers.